Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with juniorhockey.io. What else we got? Victoria's Hockey Company, the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. Is that it? You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, YouTube, the Mighty X, wherever you are. Today is Monday, November 25th, few days away from American Turkey Day. And as you can see, my voice is almost back to normal. Am I at 100%, Tommy? Not quite.
Not quite.
Good day. My wife's been taking care of me. Colombian girls, pretty good at taking care of their husbands. Mine may overdo it slightly. Okay, maybe slightly would not be the word. She really overdoes it. I mean, to an extreme. But I'm back. All right. So before getting into the nuts and bolts of today's article on juniorhockey.io, I want to go through some things about the weekend. Was a huge crowd in Wasilla, Alaska Saturday night. At least 2,000 people in the building, sold out for a Guns N' Hoses game. Look at the Mat-Su Valley of Alaska wants to have their own North American Hockey League team or whatever league that will be in the future. They want to be a part of that, and they went out and showed and proved that Saturday night. An amazing turnout for what is basically an exhibition game between firemen and cops. Now, firemen, cops, and cops in the valley get along pretty good, so it's good to see that happening out there. The Wasilla, Mat-Su, Palmer community is a dynamic community. It's the second largest market in Alaska after Anchorage, and they're ready for their NAHL team again. The last team was there. It was a number of years ago, turned into be the Johnstown Tomahawks. It was the Alaska Avalanche, who moved there from Springfield, Missouri. And it worked for a couple of years, but like the problems Alaska teams are having now, it was only 3 teams up there at that time. And this 4th team really makes Alaska self-sufficient. They don't really need anybody else. Maybe add Whitehorse down the line, maybe add another team somewhere down the line. But that just makes sense for Alaska hockey. Now, some people are purists. They want that to be a USA Hockey League. I don't know if that's best in the current environment. It might make sense for Alaska to break off and do their own thing someday outside the confines of USA Hockey, the North American Hockey League, anybody else. Do what's best for Alaska. Okay, I'm a homer for Alaska. So, today's article. Brad Zangs is a longtime coach. Maybe he's a year or so older than me. And throughout his career, there's been one controversy after another. If you remember back a number of years when the Albert Lee Thunder hit the ice, Brad was the coach. Barry Soskin was the owner, along with another guy that was in the Chicago area, Jim something. Can't remember his name right now. It's in the article. So they devised a scheme where they were going to sell roster spots, tenders, draft picks, and roster spots. And the price was like $12,500. And they actually had a contract for this. This was completely outside the standards set for Tier 2 level of play. Parents paid this money, and they were guaranteeing playing time. It was ridiculous. They have that in the NAHL during this time. The first season was absolutely horrible. Brad Zangs was the coach. I think they won 4 games. But it wasn't until the following year when all this came to a hill. New coach comes in, not aware of this pay-to-play thing. New coach had a reputation, wasn't doing any of that, didn't want any part of that, refused to take part in it. And parents who had paid to be there started complaining. Went to Soskin. Soskin said, well, I can get you right to D3 and other places. And it was a fiasco. But the bottom line is this. Brad Zangs played along with that scheme for an entire season. He let those kids get abused by ownership. Hold on to that thought for a second. Brad Zangs goes up to the SIJHL after that year. The Sioux Lookout Did not go well there. 1 year done. Appears again several years later with the Rum River Mallards, I believe, in the USPHL. Made a lot of promises. Told the ownership guy, the guy he convinced to give him a team or buy him a team, that he can do all these things that never materialized. The money came up short, horribly short, and Brad Zangs was let go. He ended up in Poland with Joe Kolodziej for the first part of the season a few years back. Of course, that didn't work out either. That was a fiasco. He came back to the States, got involved with Ogden Mustangs, and last summer, I believe, at a camp, we're being told that he was still working for the Mustangs, but he was actually recruiting for Rock Springs and got confronted about this during the camp and was told to leave the building. He didn't care. He's going to Rock Springs. I know Brad Zangs for a long time. So when we got first report about the issues in Rock Springs from a November 4th article, go back and read that. There's a link in today's article. I go through what's going on there. But the person, okay, let's go back. 20 years of doing this, I've never burned a source. Not once. Talked to Brad Zangs on November 3rd. Asked him what happened. He verified what happened to the T and said that he wasn't going to take. Well, what happened was the coach was mad. Naylor was mad after a fourth overtime loss at Casper. He told the kids to get on the bus in 15 minutes or to be left behind because they were all garbage. Kids get on the bus. There's food there waiting for them, but they can't eat it. They can't talk in the bus. And so bus takes off, goes back to Rock Springs. Naylor tells Zangs that he can eat. Zangs says, no, I'm not going to eat. The boys can't eat. And they go to Rock Springs, and all hell breaks loose. That happened, I believe, on Halloween night. Kids get back to their billets 2 o'clock in the morning. You're trying to get something to eat because they're starving. That's not the way you treat a hockey team in 1984 or 2024. That is crap. Back in 1984, we probably would have pulled that coach off the bus and beat the absolute crap out of him. That's probably what Naylor needs. I regress. So on November 5th, after my article on probably the 4th, I believe the owner of the team, Wes Muscio, whatever the hell his name is, he's a very famous attorney in Canada, according to him. He's a litigation attorney that loves personal injury cases. Great guy to have around. Not very popular in the BCHL. Many BCHL owners cannot stand him. He was the owner when Naylor got suspended there with the Clippers out on the island. It was a fiasco. So fast forward to November 4th, I believe Muscio asked his staff and asked Zangs what happened. And for some reason, Zangs decided not to tell the truth. And in my last conversation with Zangs verified everything, elaborated by him not getting the meal. And I told him, if you want to save this team from going under at this point, you better tell the owner the truth. Brad did not do that. Now the rest is history. Since Brad decided to lie to me and lie about me, all rules are off. There's no rules, no protecting Brad Zangs now. You lied about me and to me. So now you face this. Brad Zangs, I hope that you never work in hockey again. Go try some of that crap in the Federal Prospect League. Go try that in the SPHL and see what happens. Naylor, if Muscio loves you so much, go buy an SPHL team. I dare you. Because those guys will simply beat the absolute snot out of you to pull that kind of crap. You can't do that in the pros, and you know it. And I know it. You're a coward. Brad Zangs, you are a coward. Get the hell out of the game. Was that easy enough? Did I go too far? Did I push the limit? All right, maybe I did. Okay, there might be medication involved in this show, slightly. So until tomorrow, if I don't get fired or sued again, hope that you enjoy your morning coffee and have a great day.